What is this Friday's Freedom Friday gonna be? Transparency?
I hate accidents, except when we went from friends to this. Darling, you're the one I want. I like shiny things, but I'd marry you with paper rings. That's right, darling, you're the one I want. I hate accidents, except when we went from friends to this. That's right, darling, you're the one I want.
Yes. Hi. Welcome to Freedom Friday. I'm Dr. Nikiba Jackson, and thank you for joining the channel. Freedom Friday is a channel that I started just to be able to talk about my wellness journey, talking about how I released the weight of the past to free up my future. Just sharing with you things that's been going on with me and how I'm working through it. So, if you watched last week, I talked about the freedom to be transparent. What am I going to talk about this week? Continue to be transparent. So I'm going to stay on the same topic. Continue to be transparent. So if you watched last week, I talked about like how I was doing Freedom Fridays, and I stopped. And I stopped for different reasons, and it really was about judging myself, right? And not feeling authentic. So I wanted to start over or start where I'm at and just go from there. So this week, what I want to talk about is continuing to be transparent. So we get to continue to be transparent. So this past week for myself, like I'm still in Japan enjoying myself, but one of the things that happened for me this past year was I end up having some health issues that was going on for me. And long story short, I found out I had gallstones. My gallbladder ended up eventually being removed. So, and maybe I'll talk about that another time, but this time I'll talk about what happened afterwards. So for me, when the gallbladder got removed, I was in the hospital for a few days, and then I got home, and so I ended up working from home for a few days afterwards. And so, in staying home, taking care of some things, and went to go walk outside and tripped and fell, twisted my foot and my knee, and my foot immediately swelled. It was very hard for me to walk, and I was nervous. I didn't know, kind of what to do, but end up moving through it. Felt like something was seriously wrong, but I was like, I just got out of surgery. I don't want to go back and get surgery. So then I had other things that was coming up for me, and I'm like, I want to go see Janet Jackson. I don't want to be going through surgery or whatever. I can get better. And then I didn't want my daughter to feel like she had to take care of me. So so those are the things, right? So in the meantime, while that was going on, my foot swole, and I was like, well, what can I do in the meantime to pretty much support myself? So I was doing my workouts still. Shout out to Get Resolved Fitness. I was going out to see Maurice, and doing workouts, and he has like a gym here that I enjoy going to, and then doing my little boxing, and then I was like, yeah, because I get to focus on trying to balance it out. And I'm like, this foot is fine, like I'll be fine. So I've been going getting acupuncture. So eventually, when I first started to get treated, because my thing was I didn't want my daughter to feel like she had to take care of me, and I'm like, I can take care of myself, right? So she, pretty much let me do my thing. She helped me as she felt like I looked like I needed help, right? But for the most part, I did a lot of stuff for myself. I was walking. I called myself old slewfoot fool. Not really good to tell yourself these negative things about you. Some of the things that I like doing, like I sing on the choir here So in the beginning, I was sitting down because my foot was swollen and I could hardly put my shoe on my foot. So just working through those things, but I'm like, nothing's going to stop me from doing the things that I want to do because my body is going to be good, right? So kept going, get my acupuncture. They wrapped my foot up at the medical facility that I was going to, and I never got anyone to take an x-ray. So what you know, kept hearing people tell me was, are you sure your foot's not broken? No, it's fine. I'll be fine. It's getting better. And honestly, it's getting better. But still kept swelling up. I could go, like if I sat too long, my foot would swell. If I moved too much, my foot would swell. So it was kind of like trying to balance it out, what was going on with me. So for me, I was just going through pretending as if everything was okay, hoping for the best, and just knowing that I'm going to get better. So this past week, what happened for me, like, yeah, your foot's swole. Kind of got tired of hearing people like, well, what's this about your foot and all this other stuff. So let me go to the hospital. So I finally went to the hospital. Lo and behold, my foot is fractured. So in me being transparent, since I initially found out I was sick, right, I went through like a big emotional roller coaster per se, but I never really got the chance to just sit down and just think about a lot of stuff because I felt like, hey, it could have been a lot worse. And I'm very thankful and grateful, right? And I feel like everything's been happening to me for a reason. So I'm like, I'm getting better, everything is working out, right? But however, in the realm of being transparent, in the back of my mind, there were some things that was going on that I felt like I wasn't resolving. And this past week, when I went to the doctor and they told me my foot was fractured, and then they said, hey, if we would have found out 2 months ago, we would have recommended surgery. But because it's been 2 months, and you don't seem like you're in excruciating pain, we think you should just keep doing what you're doing, stabilize your foot. So I went to, the clinic that I've been going to get the treatment, to get them to take care of, like do my acupuncture. And I was like, can you guys just wrap it? And it was like, no, we need to see the x-ray. So here, everything you do is like, hey, you got to almost get permission to look at yourself in a mirror per se, like for medicine stuff. And so I didn't automatically get my x-ray. In my mind, I was thinking I needed it because people might need it, but I'm like, no, since I've been getting the treatment, they didn't need to ask for whatever. So I felt like it would have worked out. So when I got home that evening, I started feeling real, I'll say dejected, sad. I felt somewhat overwhelmed, and feeling overwhelmed, I just felt like I was mad at myself because I'm like, when I fell, I was trying to talk to an insurance company about some money that I thought they owed me, and I found out later on that they had already paid me. So it's like, what the heck? And so now I'm like, now the things that I felt like I like to do, now I'm being limited. And then to find out my foot was broken, right? And I'm like, I've just wanted to, like, I went upstairs, like, I'll be honest, I cried. Like, I'm being transparent. Like, I cried because I just felt like, I guess I just needed to release it. I wanted to feel sorry for myself. Kind of can't see my way out of certain things because I'm like, now, the working out was the easier thing for me to do. Now I really got to get together on my food, because if not, if I can't move, then what, right? And then the doctor won't do this until they get some additional information, and don't they know how hard it is? So what I want to share, just in the realm of continuing to be transparent, this week has been somewhat of a roller coaster for me. because of what was going on. And I felt like I honestly hadn't given myself a chance to really reflect and think about what's going on for me. What do I want for myself? How does it look and how does it feel, right? I got in the habit of just being comfortable with where I was, allowing life to kind of take care of me and not really taking care of myself. So this week I really got to focus on who and what's important to me, and to, like, it's kind of like a reminder of how to take my time to focus on myself, that I don't always have to be in a rush to do things. Like, things that's going to happen, I can plan for them, and things are going to work out because I take the time for it. So for me this week, that was like the beginning part of my week. So what I decided to do is like, well, hey, maybe I can't move that way, because the doctor did tell me, they told me no exercising, pretty much walking. I need to not walk as much and stabilizing my foot. So those were some of the things I felt like that really got to me. And then when I couldn't get my foot wrapped the way I wanted it to, now I'm like, what's going on? So with all that said and done, I felt like my emotions was crashing down on me, and I hadn't had a chance to really think about how I felt and what I wanted to move forward from in the realm of just with my health and my wellness. And so however, no matter what happened, I thought about it, gave myself some time to reflect on it, and then I got up early the next morning, because in Japan, the sun is starting to come out at this time of the year around 4 in the morning. So the light starts pouring in my window, and I'm like, hey, I might not can get outside and walk, but what can I do? Do some Pilates. So that's my focus. I've been doing Pilates this week. And like I said, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I went to church. Oh, I did Pilates yesterday morning. This morning I didn't do anything. So regardless, I just want to say we get to have the moments that we have, and we get to really take some time to reflect on why we're feeling the way that we're feeling. And then ask yourself, do you like how you're feeling? And then if you like how you're feeling, then stay where you are, right? But if you don't like how you're feeling, then it's okay to do a little bit a deep dive in terms of why you're feeling that way and what can you do to shift, right? So for me, got up and I'm like, hey, I was looking up like what foods can I actually eat if you have a broken bone. They start talking about calcium, vitamin D. Then my brother even told me magnesium, and so he even shared with me some food. So it's like leafy greens, nuts like almonds, fish like tuna, things like that. And so I'm like, it's just the universe, God is telling me to take care of myself, mind, body, and spirit. So just because my foot is fractured, it doesn't mean that it's like it's not going to get better, like it's not going to heal itself. But I get to do the work on myself. So watching what I eat, watching how I move, and really taking care of myself, because I only got one body, one life to live, and I want to do it the best way possible. So this week was really what I would call, like, it started off a little tough for me, but I feel like it's definitely ending on a better note. Tomorrow I do get to go see the Wisteria festival, and it's also something called like a river cruise, which is not a real cruise, but I'm gonna watch how I walk, because I want to stay, my foot is swelling off and on, but I have been icing it. But because I know what I'm dealing with now, I get to focus on ways that I can work on improving myself. So for this Freedom Friday, if you watched this far, thank you for watching. I just wanted to say, like, I'm continuing to be transparent, because it's late Friday night here, and I want to go to sleep because I got to get up early to go on the cruise. However, I want to stay true to myself and true to my word, and that's the thing about it in life. Sometimes we just want to stop because it's so much easier to stop. But you end up getting a reward when you do what you say you're going to do, because you start to trust yourself more. So when I look back on when I was being more successful in the things that I was doing as it related to even with the weight loss and things like that, what success looked like for me was me being consistent with my habits. I really took some time to myself, and I really thought about my goals, and I really thought about what I wanted things to look like for me. And so now I'm really getting a shift into thinking about that and just being a person of my word. And your word is really what matters. So if nothing else, I just want to say thank you for watching. And I'm still getting to continue to enjoy Japan. It's really just one of those things. It's like I'm able to see like a different way of living. I even went this past week. Like I've been here for a couple of years, but I've gotten sushi from the store. I really haven't gone like the grocery store here, which it still tastes different. But I was like, oh, it tastes so weird. But I went out to eat this past weekend. They had like the special and they had sushi. I was like, I don't know if I want to eat that, but I ate it and I actually enjoyed it. I had my wasabi included in there, which I like wasabi, which it feels like it's punching you. But with that said and done, yeah, if you want to know more about like my whatever I'm doing in Japan, just let me know. I'm going to continue to post more as I get more versed in it and start being well, I'm going to be consistent in posting, but as I start to actually get into using my tools, I'll figure out how to start adding the videos, because my little editor is not editing for me like she used to anymore. So I get to use the old content until I move forward. But I just want to stay true to my word. And like I said, if you watched this far, thank you for watching. I will see you next week. Bye.